Alright, so I'm going to start this video essay with a bit of a shocking statement, so if it surprises you, don't click away just yet, because I have a point. When I was in elementary school, I was afraid of African Americans. And I knew that feeling that way was wrong, and I didn't want to feel that way, but I did. In reality, it was because I was poorly educated, and unsurprisingly, I feared the unknown. See, I grew up in Baldwin, where only 2.7% of the population is African American. Almost everyone I knew was white, and subconsciously, I associated this familiarity with the safety of my city. Now, as I've aged and entered more diverse environments, I've come to understand my fears. But there's still much progress to be made in our society, and just because I've grown doesn't mean that others have. Which brings me to the point of this video. The implementation of flex time into next year's schedule should include an optional component of cultural and equity education that all students can attend. According to Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, art and cultural learning opportunities in schools promote better academic performance that eventually lead to higher graduation rates. They also added that students exposed to the arts and culture tend to develop better critical thinking and time management skills. This article by The Atlantic states that a study performed by the University of Arizona found that Latino students who took cultural education classes were 46 to 150% more likely to graduate from high school than those who did not. The study also determined positive effects on math and reading test scores. Now, I could spew facts at you all day, because the research is there, but I think there's a better way to convey this need. Student voices. Marquette students from all around the building feel that more should be done to increase cultural learning opportunities. I sat down with two students to discuss their viewpoints on the issue.
I feel like comparatively, we're a lot more educated on different cultures and different backgrounds, because Marquette itself, we have a lot of different cultures, and a lot of people talk to other people and get to know their cultures. However, I think that a lot of people, although they might be open to new cultures, I feel like there's a barrier within our school, because if you see how people sit at lunch, people usually sit within their own races and within people with similar backgrounds, and that might be because they can relate more with people of the same background, but I feel creates that kind of cultural barrier which we need to demolish.
Well, from my point of view, it's not that much. Not a lot of people kind of understand it to go into full details, and they kind of I guess need to work more to it. But it's still they know, but they don't know deeply into it.
Students are seeking to understand others. This can be further seen in last month's In-Depth in the Messenger, which is all about increasing multicultural curriculum. You should support your student publications. However, as useful as new curriculum may be, that takes time to implement and can be exclusionary based on grade level. Instead, why don't we give all students opportunities from the get-go? Sure, we have Black History Month events every February, but not every student gets to go, which is something that many take issue with.
Yeah, I think that's kind of unfair, because I know that personally, I think I've only gone to one of those, the Jimmy Briggs one, the discussion that they had, and that was only this year. So I didn't really even know we had those events until Matheson told the equity team last year, and I was really surprised. And I think that people in all different classes should get to have that experience, because that's really important, and that's Black history events like that will help reduce that cultural barrier.
I think that instead of the teachers signing up for it, I feel the kids should have a choice if they want to go, because not a lot of kids get to go, and they'll go their whole 4 years without going, because I've experienced not going to 2, I believe, but teachers, it shouldn't be up to the teacher. It's up to how the student wants to learn things, because then if the teacher has the right, then students don't get to go learn more things about different cultures. It's kind of upsetting.
Putting that issue aside, cultural education isn't just Black culture. It's Native American, Asian, Arab, Jewish, Hispanic. The list goes on and on. I think I've come full circle to my original proposition that flex time next year should include an optional component of cultural and equity education that all students have a chance to attend. Flex time is being created not just to give students more time to do schoolwork or to take a break, it's giving them room to grow. As our own Dr. Stephen Hankins was quoted as saying in the March issue of The Messenger, the biggest discussions are currently about the alternative ways flex time could be used, including extracurricular activities, social, emotional, and others. Marquette's administration and staff should help curate speakers and activities, or at the very least, provide students with the space and resources to plan events of their own. We certainly have plenty of clubs that would be happy to do so. As former Secretary General for the United Nations Kofi Annan once said, tolerance, intercultural dialogue, and respect for diversity are more essential than ever in a world where peoples are becoming more and more closely interconnected. In the end, supporting and promoting this initiative can only be a good thing for our school.